This is Musical Talk with your hosts, Andrew Edwards and Nicholas Hutson.
Hello, welcome to Theatre Talk, a weekly podcast. We're here. I'm joined by Nicholas Hutson.
Hello.
And my name is Andrew Edwards.
As you heard in our marvellous jingle.
Oh God, this is the campest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Hey,
I think it really is.
It's I chose this to be specifically for this podcast, and it's very camp as it should be. No offence, but this is a weekly podcast, as Andrew said, discussing the latest Broadway and West End news, and we're both sort of. Well, you're professional. I'm a sort of wish I was a professional. So you got the best of both worlds here. And as I say, my name's Nick Hutson, and this is Andrew Edwards. You're in the producers, aren't you?
Yeah, currently in the producers in the West End, at the Theatre Royal Drury Lane.
The most famous theatre in the world.
Apparently. I don't know if that's true or not. Is that true?
It is true. Mainly because of the time it's been there.
Oh, it's like 400 years old, isn't it? Yes, it's quite famous for apparently King Charles II used to visit his lover Nell Gwyn there, and there used to be an underground passage from the pub opposite, which I drink in every night, which is a very, very good pub.
and it's also the most haunted theatre in the world.
Apparently so. The most haunted theatre in the world.
You have a story about a man you saw in the...
Oh, that was scary. There's very many stories from that. You know, everyone always talks about the lavender girl. You can smell lavender in the theatre quite a lot, apparently.
Very nice.
I mean, I've never smelt it, but you have this passing smell of lavender occasionally, and this is apparently a girl that wanders around the theatre. There's also, I thought I saw something in the dress circle. Actually, I was on stage rehearsing.
Before you continue on this story, I must say that I've read stories about this man who appears in the dress circle. He will just stand there in the centre.
Oh.
And it's called the man in... I won't say the man in white, but I don't think he is. There's a comedian there who was murdered. You have a sort of pool cue stuck through his eye or something charming like that.
Sound nice.
And there's a comedian who will, if an actor's not doing well that night, he will sort of edge you forward towards the stage. Hopefully Andrew's never had, because...
No, I've never been pushed. That's another story, being pushed on stage.
When you're mincing around and you're...
But I thought I saw something in dress rehearsal when I was in the dress circle when I was doing rehearsal one day, but it might have just been a figment of my imagination. But
yes, when you're around these places that have all these stories,
it does stay in your mind.
Tends to play tricks on you. Now, we're broadcasting, well, not broadcasting at all. We're recording from our studios in West London.
Yes,
and the big thing in London at the moment is some musical called Wicked.
Wicked.
Have you heard of that?
Fantastic.
It's quite famous, I think.
It's come over from Broadway.
Yes.
And the original lead has also come over. One of the two leads.
Miss Idina Menzel.
Miss Idina Menzel, of course. She's playing Elphaba, who, if anyone knows The Wizard of Oz, plays the infamous Wicked Witch of the West.
For those of you who don't know what Wicked is, for a start, you probably shouldn't be listening to this thing at all. But they're sort of labelling it as the untold story of the Witches of Oz.
Yeah, the Witches of Oz. So Glinda the Good and the Wicked Witch of the West. It's the story sort of before Dorothy gets there, while they were at university.
And while Dorothy is there.
And more
importantly, what happens after Dorothy.
Yes, absolutely.
Is left. And, I mean, if you're listening to this, you probably have seen the show, you probably know all about it, and you're probably big fans of it, because it's one of the biggest things.
One of the biggest things to hit the West End stage this year.
And literally, we mean the biggest thing.
Yeah, I mean, along with there's a few big musicals coming over this year, like Spamalot, Dirty Dancing is of course opening.
None so big as Wicked, I think, because basically it's on at this huge theatre.
Well, Apollo Victoria, yes, but then also Spamalot is on at the Palace, so that's
big.
Yeah, but very famous theatre.
Yeah, and. But, I mean, I've seen pictures of the Wicked set in London, and it just looks phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. I saw it last night. I went to see it last night, the first preview. And
you have a couple of stories to tell you the opening
just
night.
Awesome, absolutely awesome. They had to stop the show, unfortunately, because Paul Galinda's entrance didn't work. I won't spoil it, but she enters in a very unusual way, and unfortunately it didn't work last night. On the first time, they had to stop show.
And what I found, I wasn't there, but we were talking about it earlier. What I found interesting is they started the entire show again.
Absolutely, it started the entire show again from the top.
I suppose it's only about 3 minutes into it.
Yeah, but the audience was so good. They were screaming. Even when the show was stopped, they were screaming and shouting. It was just. And when Idina Menzel made her first entrance, which is one of the best entrances in musical theatre, I think. I mean, I've ever seen. I won't ruin it, but she enters it away, and it's so simple, but it's just stunning, absolutely stunning.
I mean, there's no magic involved.
No,
but you could say there's magic involved within her acting, because she's so. I mean, I haven't seen her. I haven't had the chance to see her live yet, but footage I have seen of her. We're talking about this. You know, she's very spot on with every nuance of her characters.
Absolutely.
Every sort of emotion is expressed visually. She's very.
Yeah, she's just stunning. I mean, she is just stunning as well. You know, she even looks good green, which is the best part of it.
And of course, there's a line in Forbidden Broadway's parody of Wicked.
You even look good. Yes, you even look attractive green. But she does. She looks absolutely stunning. I mean, and the Glinda as well was very sweet and very good and
nervous.
I would be nervous if my entrance, highly technical entrance, failed. She did. That was just the first number. She looked, bless her heart. But as soon as she'd got over that bit, I think. And
of course, I'm not going to give anything away here, but. Well, I may do, but it's not the best entrance to do with Vertigo, is it?
Absolutely, yes. I don't think she's. I mean, it's probably because the first time it went wrong, and I can't imagine what it must be like to do that, because it does look really scary what she does. So
not as scary as what Elphaba does at the end of the first half.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe
a bit of trivia for you. Do you know why she's called Elphaba?
L. Frank Barnes, yes, the person that wrote the Wonderful Wizard of Oz, the original novel back in 1899. Was it? He wrote that.
Something like that. The initials.
The initials. That's right. L. Frank Barnes, isn't it?
Elphaba. Very clever thing there. I mean, the whole story is very clever. I remember when I saw it.
Of course, because you saw it on Broadway, didn't you?
I saw it in Chicago.
Oh, Chicago.
With Anna Gasteyer, who's interestingly enough now going to do it on Broadway as Elphaba.
Fantastic.
Anna Gasteyer, famous, of course.
I've seen clips of her doing it.
For being on mainly Saturday Night Live. She was in Third Rock from the Sun once, and but she is very, very good in it, and I was very impressed. And she seemed to make the character more, because she's more of a comic performer. I want to say spiky,
not spunky.
Yeah, sort of more. But not with a ridiculous English accent.
Yes. Because that was one thing I must mention. The cast, apart from Elphaba in the London production last night, all had English accents, and it was like it was dancing through life instead of dancing through. When they were singing.
It's interesting because I remember emailing Stephen Schwartz asking him this question: when Wicked opens in London, what will happen? Will all the characters be English?
Yeah.
Or will they be American? And he said. Probably Madame Morrible will be English because she is English anyway. She is played by the
fantastic.
In the West End now, she's played by the woman from the Harry Potter.
Yeah, Miriam Margot.
Miriam Margoyles or something.
Margoyles, that's it. Yeah. Sorry, I don't want to get that name wrong. But bless her. She was fantastic.
Of course, we had the great Nigel Planer.
Nigel Planer, yes, who also had an American accent, sort of, like he does in the film.
Yeah, because he's in the Midwest. His character, isn't he?
So he was fantastic as well. He really lit up the stage because he's so tall as well. He really towered over everybody, and he just looked.
It's like when I saw Andrew and the producers last week, and the two leads, Reece Shearsmith playing Leo Bloom and Corey English playing Max Bialystock.
Yeah, fantastic.
They're tiny.
Yeah, and they really complement each other, because they really go well together, those two.
And of course, you had Rachel.
Rachel McDowell plays Ula, who is 6'3",
she's 6'15" or something.
She's absolutely huge.
And when they have the whole that face number, and it just works very well. So that's Wicked. We're going to sort of sift through some news that we found.
Yes.
And,
right. Well, I've got a few things. My biggest thing I saw today was that the Barbican are going to be doing their first pantomime. And anyone that doesn't know what pantomime is, it's a very English thing. Very classic English thing. It's fantastic. I mean, if you have to experience a pantomime, it used to be pantomime was all year round or in the summer. Really? Now, and now it's traditionally done at Christmas. And every theatre pretty much in the country has a panto season, and they will.
And one of the most famous things recently has been the Old Vic.
You're addicted, yes, of
pantomime
course.
with Sir Ian McKellen.
McKellen has been starring
and
in it,
usually
yes.
in pantomimes here you have they're usually based on fairy tales, Dick Whittington or Snow White,
Yes.
and you'd have sort of A and a half B-list celebrities.
Yeah. Well,
playing.
It all depends on who the biggest name they can get is, and it's all really interesting. We always have play a game backstage in shows, and it's to cast your show. Do a Broadway cast, do a Hollywood cast, and one of them is to do a panto cast, and you have to try and.
Okay, so what's your panto cast?
I haven't discussed that yet. But we did it on Beauty and the Beast when I was in that. That was good fun. We did the End of the Pier cast, which was really good fun.
Well, that's sort of like the end of the earth when it comes to...
Yeah, End of the Pier, yeah. It was funny. It was very good fun. But yes, so the Barbican are going to be doing a pantomime. They're going to be doing Dick Whittington and his cat. And the biggest, probably their biggest name so far that's signed up to do it is a man called Roger Lloyd Pack, who is a very famous British actor. Well, I would say he was very famous. He's a British actor. He's probably most famous for playing Owen Newitt in The Vicar of Dibley or Trigger in Only Fools and Horses. And he's going to be playing Sarah the Cook in Dick Whittington and his cat.
Hang on, he's playing a woman?
He's playing the Dame.
Now
this is a tradition again.
Yeah,
Panto has lots of traditions, and one of them is they have to have a Panto Dame, played by a man, obviously. Also, traditionally, the lead boy is a girl. Now,
of course, that probably started with Peter Pan.
Peter Pan, yeah, and another, Dick Whittington is usually played by a girl. Sometimes you can have a man playing it. It's not like a complete tradition, but they always have the "It's Behind You" sketch, which is the ghost gag as it's been labelled, and there's various traditions inside pantos, and throwing sweets out into the crowd.
Of course, you sort of always have terrible sets, and there's sort of
that's which is the fun of it, really
like they've been maybe coloured in by
like a child's crayon set,
and you always have the fairies that come on.
Yes, that's right. And it's a side of the stage as well, because from stage left the evil or the baddie always comes in, and then from stage right the fairy always comes in, and they have to talk in rhyme. If they're talking to each other, they must talk in rhyme, which is another tradition. And it dates back from the stage left always being the evil side of the stage, and stage right being the good side of the stage, which comes from the French gauche. The French word for left, gauche, which is if you read
droite is right.
Yes, if you read the Da Vinci Code, it's all explained in there. Funnily enough,
everything is explained in there.
Yeah,
I mean that's interesting, because I remember seeing Dick Whittington, funny enough, at a theatre, and I specifically remember an actress called Kate O'Mara from Hello Hello was playing.
Oh yeah.
The rat.
King Rat.
She came in from the right.
Oh, she should have come in from the left. Traditionally, the baddie. But then, again, these traditions can be stretched. It's artistic allowance, isn't it? If there's a quick change or what have you, then you can't always. But yeah, Roger Roy Pack, going back, to the Barbican, he is playing Sarah the Cook, Dick Whittington's mother. I've done Dick Whittington on 3 occasions, I think. Who
you played?
Oh, I've always been in the ensemble. I once played the Sultan of Morocco. And I also once played the rat in the ghost gag, which was good fun.
Can you give us a shot of your Moroccan accent?
The Moroccan, no, it wasn't a Moroccan accent. It's all done in English. I don't know what I did now. We just did it in English, I think. It's all artistic allowance. It's all good fun. But anyway,
and of course, sorry to keep interrupting. That's okay. The main thing of panto. It is good fun.
Yes, you have to go along.
You don't go expecting high drama of the highest calibre.
Yeah. It's all bad jokes, and there's there's always a few jokes in there for the adults as well.
Lots of jokes in there for the adults.
It goes above the kid's head, which is with the children.
You need something to keep the parents awake.
Yes, absolutely. And it opens on 5th of December, following previews from the 29th of November. And it's running to the 20th of January. And Lloyd Pack has been quoted and saying, "I've always wanted to play a dame." And when he read the script, he knew that Sarah the Cook was the girl for him. It's just a great story with something for all the family. Also, it's the only panto that's set in London. And that was, that's a special thing for him. I think that's true. That's the one thing I've always enjoyed about doing Dick Whittington. In fact, it is set in London. And it is a true story. It's one of the only traditional pantomime stories that is based on a true story. Dick Whittington.
I didn't know it's a true story.
Yeah, thrice mayor of London town. Roger Lloyd Pack is very famous. He's been in the RSC, extensive runs in the RSC, the National Theatre, and the Old Vic. So if you're interested in that,
I may go and see that.
I think I'm going to. If I'm, it's running to the 20th of January, so I'll have a chance to go and see it. In other news, Andrew Lloyd Webber has unveiled plans for his new musical,
His next musical.
The Master and Margarita, which is, I've never heard of it. It's a Russian novel, apparently.
I read about this in the newspaper, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and he can basically do whatever he wants now.
I mean, yeah,
because he has the power to produce his own shows.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful thing about Lloyd Webber is he's always bringing new things to the West End. And he's got guts, not to do revivals all the time, and to, you know, he put on the Woman in White. That was his last musical, The Woman in White.
Which, interestingly enough, I remember he was on TV being interviewed, and he said to the camera, you know, I'm looking for a new musical. If anyone has any ideas of what I can adapt to a new musical, please tell me.
Yes.
And of course, someone obviously got in touch with him and said, "Do The Woman in White."
Yeah,
mate. And he did, and it was a big success here, wasn't it?
It was quite a big success here.
It's very Lloyd Webberish. It was very.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was really good. I mean, some people came out and were rather critical of it and said, "Oh," but I have to say, I thought it was a good show.
People probably drew similarities to it with Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera, yes.
Very gothic and very.
Which is also
romantic
awesome.
and lush.
Which is still running in the West End. It's just fantastic. I'm really happy because that is an awesome show.
Yeah, I suppose Phantom's sort of it's a staple show in the West End. You expect when tourists come here, they expect to be able to see it because it is British theatre.
Absolutely.
The whole Cameron Mackintosh thing in the 80s, he literally revived or maybe invented London theatre for the rest of the world. I mean, to have shows starting in London and then transferring
to Broadway,
across the pond and all over the world was unheard of. Before, whenever Cats and Phantom and Les Miserables.
Cats is another one I like. Fantastic. Anyway, he's doing this. Andrew Webber is doing this musical, a plan. He's going to make it musical theatre or maybe an opera of some kind, and maybe have musical. Apparently, it has been done before. This, it's not the first time this has been adapted to the stage. The last time was at Chichester Festival Theatre.
It'll probably be in the traditional Lloyd Webber style of what we call through composed, where it's like Jesus Christ,
which is like a rock musical, isn't it?
Phantom, like Cats, you know, there'll be dialogue, but it'll be over music.
It'll be over music,
so it'll be entirely musical.
Yeah, so that'll be. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of that. I mean, it was a novel that was originally banned in Moscow apparently, and when they finally published it for the first time, 12% of the text was removed. So it's quite 12%. 12%, yeah. Interesting figure. And then it was later. The final draft was later actually finished by the writer's wife in 1940.
And of course you mentioned Lloyd Webber's sort of guts, as it were. And a big thing we have here is a TV show called How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria?
Yes.
Lloyd Webber came to the BBC with this idea, and basically the whole sort of pop idol, American Idol format where you get unknowns and they sing a couple of tunes and then the audience has a vote on the final night. Basically, they're casting the role of some nights in the West End for Maria.
Yeah, they're casting to play the next Maria von Trapp in of course one of the famous musicals of all time.
At another famous theatre.
The London Palladium.
Which I think for any performer, you can probably agree with this, is probably the biggest compliment you can ever have, to put the London Palladium on your
absolutely. Well, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's like sort of probably. I mean, anyone has performed there. The Beatles have performed there. Judy Garland, very famous.
Yeah, of course, it was very famous. On a program called Sunday Night at the Palladium, or Saturday Night or Sunday Night at the Palladium. I can't remember now.
It was both, I think.
Yeah, and they used to put like
variety
shows on there, and everyone says now Variety's dead mainly because that doesn't happen anymore at the London Palladium.
And it is a beautiful theatre if you can find pictures of it.
Stunning. And apparently the roof comes off.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Apparently the roof comes off. I didn't know that.
That theatre is so technically savvy, anything can happen. And so I think I going back to How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria, I think it's an idea of genius, if you ask me.
I like it. I really like the idea.
Mean,
he's been quoted on saying that he wants to do more of this, and literally doing auditions on the television.
Well, I mean,
that's
Ideally, because you have celebrities, but they're always risky because they may not turn up for some shows like we've had with.
Yes, I mean the thing is, with casting celebrities, it does put bums on seats.
Yeah,
so.
but
people think casting, but a lot of the celebrities are celebrities for a reason because they are talented, and good. So.
But this will also put bums on seats.
Oh, of course it will. Yeah. Having an unknown girl and the audience has voted for them and warmed to them and grown to love them. Of course, it's going to put bumps on it because they're going to want to go and see The Sound of Music anyway. And if they know someone that's in it, if they voted for somebody,
and also it'll bring people who maybe didn't want to see The Sound of Music.
Of course, yeah. Of course.
Who have no interest in musical theatre whatsoever, but who will come to the London Palladium
because they fancy the girl off the TV,
and who will see this, and introduce them into this wonderful art. And because I remember watching, the Pop Idols and X Factors and stuff, and thinking this has got to happen for the West End sometime.
Yeah. I mean, it has gone on a bit now, this whole X Factor thing. I mean, I do still enjoy watching the bad bits, when they're really, really shocking and they think they're good. That really does get me.
That's. I think most people will enjoy watching that.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't want to watch other people's misery? Which is awful, isn't it? Schadenfreude.
It's the whole Schadenfreude. As Avenue Q states.
Avenue Q, yes.
And
we'll go talk about that later.
Yeah.
The new musical.
Very good show.
Yes. Michael Howe, so he is to replace David Essex in Footloose.
Right.
Which is now on at the Novello Theatre, which is just next door to my theatre that I'm working. Lindsay Britton is to take over Miss Adelaide in Guys and Dolls, which is a fantastic production. If you haven't seen that, get your bum on that seat.
I saw it. No, I saw it. I really enjoyed it. I was lucky enough to see it with Ewan McGregor. It was really interesting because it was darker than I thought it would have been.
Yeah, really good.
You think of this show and you think, lots of bright lights and all that, jazzy, snazzy stuff. But this show really tones it down. There's not much. There's lots of black in it.
Yeah.
Literally, the cycloarm is just a black brick wall.
That's fantastic.
It concentrates more on the story than it does on the sort of big song and dance numbers.
And also in that show, of course, Patrick Swayze is in it at the moment, and he has just extended his role in that to the 7th of October. He's going to be playing it to now.
He was in Grease originally in the West End,
wasn't he? Is that Patrick Swayze? No, I thought that was Richard Gere.
Sorry,
Richard Gere was originally in Grease, but of course the two main love idols of all time, maybe Patrick Swayze and Richard Gere. I was watching a program the other day actually about the 10 best love scenes and on TV, and Richard Gere and Patrick Swayze were in pretty much all of them. And the Dirty Dancing cast has been confirmed as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that turns out and everything. And yes, and Clark Peters and Nicola Hughes are to play the leads in Porgy and Bess. Of course, it's going in the Savoy. Trevor Nunn is going to direct that.
Great Gershwin opera. Is it Gershwin?
Yeah. Gershwin, yeah. It's Gershwin, and Trevor Nunn is going to be directing it, so it's bound to be
one of the greatest theatre directors of all time.
Musical theatre directors, definitely Trevor Nunn, absolutely wonderful man. Yes, that's my news from the West End, and I think you have some stuff from Broadway, don't you?
Disney's Beauty and the Beast playing on Broadway. Wonderful show. I was lucky enough to see both the London production.
And you went to see it on Broadway, didn't you?
And I saw it on Broadway.
Oh, fantastic.
I think in a couple of weeks we're going to do a show about Disney, but you can't go wrong with a Disney stage show.
Especially a Mencken Disney stage show.
Because they know what they're doing, and they can do it,
Yeah. And they've been doing it for many years now, so...
13 years now, Beauty and the Beast has been on Broadway.
They've been running on Broadway,
It's surpassed, Miss Saigon, and loads of other, really...
Just fantastic score, fantastic set, fantastic storyline. I mean, fantastic baddie. Gaston
could be the best Disney villain of all time.
He is just
because he's
brilliant.
he starts off quite charming in a way.
Yes,
if you think the line, what is the wonderful line? He says, "First women get ideas, and then they start thinking."
Let's say we've just insulted every female viewer. Listener, I should say.
Well, no, we don't mean it. We're just quoting from a show.
Yes, of course.
Donny Osmond is probably to play the Beast in Beauty and the Beast.
Is he playing the Beast? Is he? He's coming in as the Beast.
He's not going to be Belle.
Or maybe Gaston. He's a good-looking chap.
Maybe Gaston. We should do our research better. But I think, as it mentioned, he's a star. He probably could be.
Could be anything. He could go in as anything.
But it's a good casting choice, I think, because he's very important to America, I think.
Yeah.
And then that'll get bums on seats.
I mean, who doesn't love Donny Osmond, really? You can't not love Donny Osmond.
And of course, he's famous for doing Joseph.
Yes, absolutely, yeah.
And he started in Canada.
I can't remember. I know Philip Schofield did it in Canada for a while, and he was doing it here, and then it was that guy from the Australian... Jason Donovan was doing it for a while.
I must tell this story. I saw Joseph at the Palladium when it first opened, I think 4,000 years ago, whenever it was. And
1991, I think that was.
So I was 7. And I got to meet Jason Donovan afterwards. He came out of his dressing room hot and sweaty as anything, probably exhausted.
Oh, I bet your mum loved that.
I won't go into that. But and he asked me, "So, what do you think of the show, Nick?" And I went, "It was loud." And then the sort of conversation sort of weathered away. And,
but you were only 7, you know.
Yeah, but it was a marvellous show. I think one of Lloyd Webber's best scores, and he wrote it when he was so young as well, so it's very fresh. And he wrote it with Tim Rice when they were, I think they just left Collick Court together, St Paul's.
Amazing,
and
really.
He wrote it because they wanted to do something original when he was about 22 or something. And here it's very famous because a lot of did you do it at school?
Joseph, no, I haven't even seen it. I've never actually done Joseph.
My school had a tradition of doing it every year, and that happens a lot here. You know, a lot of schools,
every school, yeah,
a lot of schools will do it because you can probably set it in a cupboard if you wanted to.
Yeah, you could have plastic sets or paper sets, and it would still be a good show. You know?
And of course the sets, the original Palladium show were very childish as well.
And everyone knows the storyline. So that's one thing I have to say about Andrew Webber. Andrew Lloyd Webber. Sorry, he does pick good things.
Amazing
to do.
story. And Whistle Down the Wind has an incredible storyline.
Yeah. Jesus Christ Superstar. I mean, everyone knows the story for Jesus Christ Superstar, and I went to see it recently, actually, in Czech. I was in the Czech Republic rehearsing for a show called Fame, and we were rehearsing for a repertory theatre company, and they were doing one of their in-house productions was Jesus Christ Superstar. And we all said, they offered us free tickets and said, please, come and support us. And we said, we'd love to. This a repertory theatre
down like that.
Yeah, exactly. And repertory theatre in the Czech Republic, and it's so nice to see this, and a former part of the Eastern Bloc, So we went in, and this place has 2 theatres. This theatre company. And we went in and watched it, and we were a bit dubious because we were like, "Oh my god!" Because we didn't realise it was going to be in Czech. It was translated into Czech, and we watched it because then it doesn't really not a problem. It's not a problem because if you're a fan of musical theatre, you know the lyrics to Jesus Christ Superstar because you've listened to it 1,000 times. So
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. No,
you've
you can
seen the interpretation.
And you know what? It was one of the best productions I've seen of Jesus Christ Superstar in my life. I've seen it quite a few times.
And you saw the Lyceum revival, didn't you?
Yes. I mean, it was literally on par with that. It was that good. The staging particularly was stunning. The principals were all, I was thinking, what are they going to be like? Because these people haven't trained. They just
It's very hard singing. You said everyone in
it
is
sing.
a tenor.
Pretty much, yeah. Jesus Christ
all
Superstar.
the males in it are tenors.
Pretty much, it's Miss Saigon's very famous for that. You can't be in Miss Saigon if you're not a tenor. So it's. Fantastic, and it was a really, really good show. So I can't remember off the top of my name what the name of the rep company was, but it's in a city called Brno. If you were to type in Jesus Christ Superstar Brno, I expect you'd come up with something.
Okay, so Andrew Lloyd Webber is receiving an honorary award from the Kennedy Centre for Performing Arts, and other recipients of this award have included the conductor Zubin Mehta, I think that's how it's pronounced. And Dolly Parton, I think a very talented.
Oh, Dolly Parton. She's got great ass. No, I shouldn't say that.
She's got a very nice pair of lungs. And but she's very talented. And I remember a funny quote she said once when Whitney Houston came out with I'll Always Love You.
Oh, yes.
The Bodyguard.
Because that's a remake of her song, wasn't it?
She wrote it. And she says, so I brought the bank. Which, yeah. So Andrew Lloyd Webber... whether you're a fan or not, you can't deny the impact this man has had.
It's had a musical theatre. Absolutely right.
I mean, you think, as we were saying earlier, you think London musical theatre, you think Phantom of the Opera or Cats.
Absolutely, yeah. You can name any of his shows. I mean, it's Starlight Express. Ran here for what? It was a year younger than me. It was quite funny because the Cats was a year older and Starlight was a year younger, and they were still running when I was getting into my 20s. So
it's. Why do you think he has such?
I think because his music is so I want to say commercial, but it appeals to the masses, and he has these really clever ideas like Starlight Express. Let's put a show on roller skates. What a fantastic idea!
The story of Starlight Express is that it was
originally it was Cinderella.
I've heard it was a story he told his children when he literally made the story up about.
I didn't know that.
Because I haven't seen it for a long time, but it starts off with a child going to bed.
That's right, yeah,
and having a story read to him.
Yeah.
So that's basically what it's about. And
then
and Andrew would read these stories to.
What happens?
daughter,
Control goes to bed, and his mother tries to tell him to stop playing with his toy trains. And then this whole musical, basically, all these trains are toys, a toy in this, a figment of this child's imagination, which is. It's genius. It's a really clever idea, and the music is, there's all different types of genres in that show as well. You have country and western, you have rock and roll,
like in Joseph as well.
Yeah, all these different styles of music, really, really clever. And I think that's what it is. I mean, putting and doing Cats. I mean, that was
there's a rap number in it as well.
There's a rap number, yeah,
in the newer version.
Starlight. That's right. Even in the older version, there was a rap. It was just a different rap. And of course, in the older version, in the newer version, they cut. Some parts and added songs and took songs away. And my favourite song actually was Cut No Comeback, Electra's song. I loved that song. At the end of Act 2 it was.
Speaking of rap, in Chicago, in Broadway, Usher.
Oh yes, of course, Usher
is playing the role. Will be playing the role of Billy Flynn
in Chicago,
and also it is playing the role of Billy Flynn, and it's done very well for the business. They've made, when he was, the week he started, the money for the money made just went up and up and up.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It goes.
That happened in for. Sorry, go on.
It goes to talking about putting bums on seats, and I don't know. I think I'd rather see an unknown who has talent. I mean, I'm not saying Asher doesn't have talent. Please don't get me wrong.
Oh well, I just didn't know he was into music. I didn't know he did musical theatre. I'm really happy. I mean, I think. If a man, because he is a very talented man, he's a very good dancer.
And of course, you had Queen Latifah in the movie of Chicago.
Yes, of course.
It's the same thing. You have an R&B star going over into theatre.
I'd really like to see what he can do, because he is so cool. I mean, he is the king of cool. But speaking about that, the ticket sales going up. That's what happened with Real Madrid when they bought David Beckham. They made more money in shirt sales than anything else. Everybody on the planet wanted to buy a David Beckham Real Madrid shirt. No, I didn't either, but.
So Andrew Lloyd Webber's receiving an honorary award, which I think is great, because...
Good for him, yeah.
And, we said Dolly Parton's this season as well, lots of American writers, and it's nice that he's, of course, he's always had the recognition he deserves, but it's nice he's getting an honorary award from a very respected arts centre. And another story about Broadway, of course, we can't talk about every Broadway show on this show, because it would just take forever. Do you remember a musical called Seussical?
Seussical the musical, yes.
Seussical
the musical.
It's written by Stephen Flaherty and Lynn Arends, who...
Fantastic.
Most famously did Ragtime, I think.
Fantastic.
A stunning musical. But like... Seussical had a sort of Lloyd Webberish feel that had lots of different genres of music in it, and it was... I enjoyed the score, and I'd like to have seen it, because I think it's, I think it's interesting, the whole Seuss story. But on Broadway, for the Christmas season, we have Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Americans have finally got pantomime. Look at that.
Of course, made probably more famous by the movie with Jim Carrey. The book and lyrics is by Timothy Mason, and the music's by Mel Marvin. It's directed by Matt August, and has puppetry in it, which is always exciting. It's nice to see different things on the credits.
Avenue Q.
We'll talk about Avenue Q.
Sorry.
Right? I know you're desperate to talk about it. But I think, it's nice to see they're still trying with the Seuss, because I think Seuss's stuff is so theatrical.
Yeah.
It's so colourful and it's so wacky, and you can do anything you want with it. And
Thing 1 and Thing 2. Yeah. I love that. They're great.
It's just, and it's open for 11 weeks only. Starts November the 8th to January the 7th. That's the official one, but the previews start on the 25th of October through November the 8th. And so if you're in the American audience, go and check that out, because I think it will be quite interesting to see. And okay, so let's talk about Avenue Q.
Oh, Avenue Q. So you've been to see it recently, haven't you?
I've seen it twice.
Just absolutely hilarious.
I think
hilarious.
You have to know... I think you have to be of a certain age to enjoy it, first of all. because a 60-year-old wouldn't really know what Sesame Street was.
No.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think it'll work well with adults.
No.
With just normal characters. You have to rely on the Sesame Street homage for it. And it's a very enjoyable show. Of course, it's great for adults because it's full of adult jokes. You know, they have puppets doing naughty things, and that's all I say. And the songs are very clever. I mean, they lovingly ripped off from the Sesame Street style of music, I guess.
Yeah.
And it just, but it has heart, which I think is a nice thing. It's not just smut, you know. It's not your Jerry Springer of the opera. It's not.
That was good as well. I did enjoy that.
It's not cursing every second, but it's about life, and I think that's a nice change for musical theatre, because musical theatre is generally not really about life, is it?
No.
It's about, and it's nice to see a musical about modern day life. And of course you had Rent, which but that wasn't the original story. That was based on
Yeah, it was based on something else, wasn't it?
La Boheme.
La Boheme, yes, it was.
And so it's nice to see an original. It's very original, and it's a great show. And I think you should go and see it.
Yeah, I mean, I've not actually seen it. I've only heard the music, but I was listening to the music, and I was falling about. I really was falling about. It was so funny.
And that's magnified once you're seeing it in the theatre, because the way the puppets move to the music, you don't know whether to look at the guy playing the puppet or the puppet himself, because their facial expressions match exactly.
Oh, fantastic.
And they do little dances and stuff, and do that sort of. If you could see me in the studio now, you're the dancer. You probably know the term for this. Sort of Broadway jazzy hands, I guess, is the term.
Anyway, should we go on?
Let's go on.
The Boyfriend, I would like to talk
about. The Boyfriend, the Sandy Wilson's musical parody of the 1920s.
Oh, it's just fantastic. I mean, really, if you've ever heard the score from this, it's so endearing. This show. It's recently been put on in Regent's Park Open Air Theatre, which
is a gorgeous park in central London.
Yeah, and just stunning theatre. It's all open air, and it's all. And they do a season. They do a summer season every year, basically, and they put on a couple of Shakespeare plays.
We've had quite a nice summer this.
Yeah, we have had a beautiful summer. We had one heatwave when I was rehearsing, which was hideous because I was inside, and I was inside a hot studio as it was. Hideous. Anyway,
dancing around to Springtime.
Yeah, well, then having to close the windows when we were rehearsing for Springtime because everyone was walking past and got offended. But I went to the opening night because I was in. I was doing a show earlier this year, and a friend of mine said he was doing it, so I went along to see it. And we sat on the bank, which is you can sit if you go and get seats on the day. You can sit on the little grass verge at the side of the stage. And have a picnic, and we had a couple of jugs of Pimm's, and it was a really, really sunny day, and it was one of the best things I've ever seen.
Sounds very 1920s British anyway.
It was, absolutely.
Play a game of tennis with a couple of odd-looking tennis rackets. Put your bowler hat on.
Absolutely. No, it was just stunning. It really was. I went to see. There was the two girl leads. There was one is Summer Van Stralen, who is one of the quite a big name in musical theatre over in England, the Van Stralens, Bonnie Langford's niece, actually.
And of course, Scarlett Strallen is Mary Poppins
at the moment, yes. So, yes, and then the girl that played Polly, who I can't remember her name, although funnily enough, I was on the tube last night coming home from watching Wicked, and I met her best friend on the tube. I was chatting to her about The Boyfriend last night.
So, why is it so good? What do you think would separate it from an indoor production?
I mean, it's fantastic score anyway, and a fantastic storyline. It's really, really camp. I mean, it's just outrageous. It's set
like our jingle.
Yes, I like our jingle. Extremely camp. What was that about? Anyway, so The Boyfriend. Sorry, he's giving me a funny look now. The Boyfriend was written back in the 50s, I think. It was.
It was a film originally, I think.
Yes, yeah.
Sandy Wilson.
Yeah.
Was a man.
And it's set in France. An all-girls
Riviera
school, French Riviera, an all-girls school, and it's terribly British, and it's lovely.
And they sort of have a
Charleston. It's all the Charleston era, and the I have to say the two female young leads just lit up the stage. They would. I mean, everyone was good. I mean, don't get me wrong, but and Summer I think was probably the best thing in it for me. she was so amazing. She got legs up to her, up to her armpits. She's
Always
kicking
nice.
her leg past her head, and doing all these acrobatic tricks with all the boys. And
Got your own hula.
oh yes. I mean, it really was. It was directed by I think it was Bill Deemer directed it, Billy Deemer, and who I've actually worked with before. He was I did Panzo with him, funnily enough, in North Wales a few years ago. But he is a fantastic director choreographer. And it's a shame it's actually got to stop, because I would go and see it. I could go and see it.
I don't think people want it in the park all the time.
No,
because
I could quite happily go and see that in the park any time, because it's just.
Maybe it'll transfer to.
I'm hoping so, because it did. I mean, it got rave reviews, and it's funny because I thought I was going to go and see a small production of The Boyfriend at an open air theatre, and I thought, I went and watched it. And considering it was the open night as well, the very first time these people had done this, I was just inspired. It really inspired me. I was like, wow.
It sounds marvellous, but because I remember you told me they sort of made use of the landscape around
Yes,
them.
absolutely. Everything was in.
Trees and
everything. It was all in there. And, they went down, and, when they were on the beach, they had water, like a fake water set. So you could see quite clearly. It was very simple, just a bit of orange and a bit of yellow and a bit of blue on the stage, and you knew that they were on the beach if they were on the yellow, and if they were swimming, they were standing in the blue bit. I mean, I just smiled all the way through it. That was the thing. I've never had a smile, there was one point where I didn't have a smile on my face, even when all the characters and everything was going wrong, and it was all the conflict of the piece was happening.
Smiling at the end. When
you were smiling because it was so camp. It was brilliant. Anyway, going on. So new musicals we're going to talk about, aren't we? New musicals. So,
which there are 20 coming to the West End.
The West End, I mean, amazing. I mean, obviously the big names: Spamalot, Wicked, Footloose, Dirty Dancing, Lord of the Rings, which isn't actually coming till next May, I think. Next May.
But
fantastic.
Spamalot, of course, a big hit coming over from Broadway.
And Tim Curry's going to be in it.
Tim Curry's. I'm lucky. I've got my date set October the 6th. I think I'm saying it.
Oh,
got my box seat.
Oh.
And I'm great looking forward to it. Of course, I've listened to the score many times, and the songs are good, but I think they'll be much better, on stage and in the comic surrounding of which they belong.
Oh, definitely. And the film, I mean, everyone knows the film. I mean, who hasn't seen it?
We are the knights who say neat.
and my favourite sketch in it, which is the Black Knight sketch. None shall pass. And it's just, it's so over the top, isn't it? And it's perfect for stage because it's so over the top.
I'm looking forward to seeing it because you told me the surprise in it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Which just adds.
Sorry for ruining it for you, by the way.
It's always nice. I think this show will break the fourth wall a lot.
I think that's the idea. Yeah.
And in traditional Monty Python-esque style, and I mean, I remember watching Monty Python, The Holy Grail, and just thinking this needs to be a musical.
Oh yes.
Because they have songs in it anyway, with the Knights of the Round Table.
Yeah, and that's in there.
It's interestingly enough, always look on the bright side of life is in the show, and that's not even in the movie. That's in the
Life of Brian,
which is but I suppose that's always associated with John Cleese and the Monty Python gang. Footloose and Dirty Dancing, of course, based on both 80s sort of
films,
teen movies.
One with Kevin Bacon, one with Patrick Swayze. It was Kevin Bacon, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Kevin Bacon.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was.
And isn't one of them the most popular show as regards ticket sales?
Ticket sales, yeah. Pre-show ticket sales. Before the show's even opened, it sold more than any other musical ever in the history of the West End. Or any other play, anything.
That's very impressive.
It is very impressive, and considering,
it's booked out till January or something?
Something like that, yeah. It's completely sold out. And this is going to be a big, big hit. It took more tickets than Wicked and Spamalot put together.
I guess you don't hear about stuff like that because Wicked is more in the public eye. Probably.
Yeah, and Wicked is, especially in regards to musical theatre fans. I mean, everybody is looking forward to the West End opening of Wicked.
I think probably film fans in the 80s.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of hen parties apparently going, if you know what I mean. But I'm looking forward to seeing it, actually. I mean, I have actually got. I was chatting to a girl that was in it a few days ago at the pub, and she said she just started rehearsals and it's going really well, but she's worried about the size of the stage at the Alderwich. It's a very small stage, and they're not sure if they're going to fit everybody on. I'm
going to do a bit of trivia now. You listeners out there may know this, may not, but actors have a sort of traditionally they have a sort of ensembling room where they would head to before the show.
and they sometimes sell like bits of food and stuff. Almost like a cafe sometimes.
Yeah, called the Green Room.
Yes.
Do you know why it's called the Green Room?
You had mentioned this earlier, and I don't actually. I mean, I always thought it was something to do with ballet dancers, but I don't actually know.
Well, one theory I've heard of, it's only a theory, this is what I've grown up knowing. In the old days, you've had the expression walking into the limelight.
Yes.
The stage lights at the sort of front of the theatre that would always come up were limestone. It was on fire or something. And, so that's where the expression walking into the limelight. What colour were limes?
Green.
So the green room was there to the walls are painted green, so it was simply there to relax the actors' eyes, so they didn't have the garish green light.
That's a bit like lifeboats. You know that on the inside of lifeboats they're always painted blue to calm, because the blue is a calming colour. So if you're panicking,
and also green is a calming colour as well. So that's I suppose if you're on Wicked in the green room, it doesn't matter because everything's green in that show. But so that's it for our first show of Theatre Talk.
Oh yes, that's us coming to an end.
We hope you've enjoyed listening, and next week I think we'll talk about Disney.
Disney, yes, we're going to talk about Disney's impact on Broadway and the West End and the world. Yes, I mean parks all over the world now. Tokyo, 2 in America, obviously,
Hong Kong,
1 in
3 in America.
3 in America, is there?
Finickety.
Oh, okay.
1 in Paris, and
yes, of course, 1 in Paris.
Of course, theatre and theme parks to me they've always come together because they're, especially the Disney parks, they always involve. They call their people who work at the park cast members. Cast members,
yeah, and in the Disney store, funny enough.
And it's all theatre, lights, sound, music, special effects. The fact that you may have a little free fall at the end of it doesn't. But yeah, so we're going to talk about Disney next week, and also the show after next week. We may have a little surprise for you. We may have an interview with someone very special.
Hopefully, if I can get one.
If all goes well, and if all goes well for Andy, he'll have an interview, hopefully, with someone we've mentioned on the show.
Yeah, hopefully.
And I will have an interview with someone we've mentioned one of his shows on this show. So that's to little whet your appetite a bit. So we're going to give you our email addresses if you have any questions or comments. You can email me at nickh844@hotmail.com, or you can email Andy at
A_Gray with an A, Gray, 2003 at hotmail.com. If you're wondering why it's A Gray, it's because my real name is in fact Andrew Gray. My stage name is Andrew Edwards.
So thanks. That's it, and thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Bye-bye.